All right, so last week I spoke about a radical change in baseball that would make the length of the games less. This being the catch-up rule, and not the kind you put on your French fries. In this rule, the team in the league has one less out each inning than the team that is behind. They applied the rule to over 100,000 games over the last 50 years and found some startling results, which I spoke about in last week's episode. I highly recommend you go back, have a listen if you're interested. My issue with this is that yet again, we're finding another reason to reward losing. My other issue, though, was that when applied to most games, really has little to change. It does very little to change the outcome. It only reduces the number of runs the winning team ends up with. Let me say this. I don't think baseball is broken. I think the game is being played as it should be played. However, the way it's being played isn't drawing in new fans. And is losing some, and they're losing some of the even most diehard supporters. Now, I love baseball, but I'm going to be honest with you. I can't watch 162 games. It's too much. There's too much going on. Therefore, these games need something to spice it up, bring some fans in the seats once again if they want to keep making money. This is why I chose our special guest for the day, the young gun, Jayme Grumm. Who, as many of my diehard fans will know, was not a fan of sports until this coming season, and then he jumped really hard into watching every single Phillies game he could. And then as time went on, he lost his will to watch every single game, as many of us do as the season drags on. So we're going to find out exactly why. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us via webcam is the young gun, Jayme Grumm. Jayme, how the heck are you?
I am pretty good.
Yeah?
I am tired, though.
You're tired. I know. It's the life of
I'm tired of baseball.
Oh, he's tired of baseball. Jayme, tell us about the Phillies. This is your first year watching them, and now your last year watching them. Tell us why.
Okay, well, I don't want to say that it would be my last year. It's just that it just got so repetitive. And I got to tell you, I'm going to be honest, I haven't watched baseball for the last, 2-some months. Okay. I've tried to just put it on, have it on in the background, but I just can't do it. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that we're just seeing the same old plays. Okay. And the same pitchers going up. And, I kind of get the strategy. I understand it, but it's like watching wrestling, and they're just going to start hugging each other.
They're just going to start hugging each other? Okay.
Yep, they're going to start hugging each other.
So one of the things that...
pretty much my knowledge of wrestling.
So one of the things we've been talking about on the show the last 2 weeks is this rule. It's called the catch-up rule, right? So these two guys in NYU, they came up with this idea that if your team is winning, instead of 3 outs, you only get 2 outs. That way it allows the other team to try and catch up and make the games more entertaining. Do you think something like that would be more helpful?
No. It's just going to drag it out. That's what it seems like to me.
It's going to drag it out?
It's going to drag it out. Yeah. I mean, what are we doing? We're just going... It's like the whole thing with I worked really hard to get my A, but I'm not going to get the A. I'm going to get a B so someone else can get that 1 grade.
Got it. Okay. So this is the same issue that I have with this thing, is that you're rewarding the losers. It's the same thing that happens at the end of the season, right? The worst team in the league gets the best draft pick. So teams tank on purpose in order to get a good draft pick, rewarding the loser. So you're on the same camp as me then, in that, we shouldn't be just giving these teams, 1 less out because they have the unfortunateness of losing.
See, I would like to know the actual purpose of why they decided to do this. I mean, there has to be some sort of money involved in order for them to make up some sort of rule like this.
So the rule itself is not an official rule or anything like that. These two guys at NYU came up with the idea for it, and so it's been circulating on the internet. But it's not something that MLB has even talked about administering in any of their games.
Oh, okay. So I would have been stupid.
What they found was by doing the rule is that it would cut 24 minutes on average off of every game, and games would be much closer in the end. So you'd have less chance of blowouts, which everybody knows a blowout can be pretty boring in itself. Does that make sense?
So we're cutting down the innings. Are you saying that?
Yeah, pretty much. It would make innings go.
See, that's what I thought it would actually make it seem like it'd be a longer game at first. And I was thinking maybe the idea was to make sure that they're selling a lot of stuff at the ball game just to drag it out.
Well, you know what? That's pretty interesting. I don't think they really make all that much on the merchandise, not as much as they do on tickets. Because you're never guaranteed that people walking into the stadium are going to buy stuff from you. A lot of the stuff you purchase is going to be sold online, is going to be sold in other stores. That's where they get most of their money from sales. But they do keep all the trinkets and whatnot in the stadium. So it definitely makes sense. Oh, man, I forgot what I was going to ask you next.
Well, that's cool. I'm going to go get my son.
You go get your son, Jayme. All right, well.
I'll have him on the show.
We'll go get him on the show. All right, let's bring him in here. We're going to get his opinion on this whole thing. Where is he?
Okay.
Where is that?
Buddy, what do you think about baseball? No comment.
No. All right. So, Jayme, what would make baseball more entertaining for you? JJ. Hi, JJ. Baseball. Baseball.
Hi.
He is so scared right now. He's gonna cry. Look at his face.
You know what it is? He's waiting for football.
Oh, he's waiting for them Eagles?
He's waiting for the Eagles. We're going to be getting him a jersey and everything, and he wants it.
Is he going to wait for the game?
But you see that face? He's done with baseball.
He's done with baseball. Jayme, what would you do to save baseball?
What would I do to save baseball?
Yeah, how do we save baseball?
Honestly, that's a loaded question there.
Is it beyond saving?
Is it what?
Is it beyond saving?
No, it's definitely not beyond saving. Okay. Honestly,
what does baseball have to do to bring a new fan like you to the games or to watch the games, to buy the merchandise? What do they have to do?
That's rough because honestly, you can't change the game itself. I would maybe think to maybe not have that many games though. So cut the season down a little bit.
Cut it down. I mean, that's
cut it down. Make it so that when we start actually. Sorry.
Yeah. So, all right. What about like a wrestling Jello match or something in the outfield, or replace some of the players with horses?
No.
No.
Baseball should simply be about baseball. You don't want to add anything extra, but you don't want yourself to just get bored and stop going. I mean, near the point when I stopped watching, you can tell a lot of those seats are getting emptier and emptier. So make it so that when a game is being played, it really does matter. I mean, I think the Phillies switched from being first and then going back to being like fourth or fifth, like 10 times the amount of time that I started watching, and a lot of it was just because like the players are getting tired. They're playing the same team 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
But at one point, does it actually matter when you're watching or not?
That's fair. That's a good sentiment.
Yeah. So if you cut it down a little bit, I mean, there's more of a sense of urgency when you're playing these teams, and like looking forward to Sunday for football. Mm-hmm. That's why I like it. Is got something to look forward to.
Every game matters. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's not a bad idea. We'll have to send that to the higher ups then.
Yeah, put my name on it. I guess I get some money out of it.
The Jayme rule. We must cut the season in half, or maybe more.
In half. More people will watch. I promise you. And then the whole thing tanks. Bye-bye baseball. Let's get some soccer in here.
Let's get some soccer in here. Well, you don't live too far from the Philly Union in Westchester.
I'll take a look. I'll go. Wait, it's in Westchester?
Yeah, I know. They play in Westchester, but they're called the Philadelphia Union. So they're good, like 40 minutes outside of Philly, maybe more.
I know, but like even if you're an hour outside of Philly, you're always considered to be near Philly.
I suppose that's fair.
That's just like the Pennsylvania rule. Like, if you're in the east side of Pennsylvania, you're basically from Philadelphia.
I feel like
anything on the west, and you're just a bumpkin.
I feel like I'm as close to Philly as you can get, though, considering I actually live there.
Yeah, you live in Philly now, but I'm technically a Philadelphian. When you look outside my door, and I have trees.
Well, I have trees too. I'm just not downtown.
But you kind of see buildings, though. See, I can't see buildings except for the buildings across the street.
Just some naked dude in your lawn, like just standing out there, like, Oh, there's that Jayme boy and his boy
mowing his lawn, which I have not done recently because it's too hot.
That's another thing. Hot.
If baseball was like cool, if it was cooler too, I'd maybe go to a game.
So baseball in the winter time. Got it. All right. So this is how we're gonna say baseball. We're gonna cut the games down to like 16 games a year. That's it, right? We play it in the winter time, and
no, eight in spring and then 8 in fall.
8 in spring and 8 in fall. Done. Nothing in the summer. So there's going to be a giant gap of no sports. No sports in the summertime. Done. And mow the dang lawn.
How about that?
What?
You need to put on esports on your show.
That's a good call. You want to talk about esports on the show?
I don't know anything about esports.
Me neither.
I like to play Skyrim and
that doesn't
fight
count.
dragon. Is there a tournament for like how many dragons you can kill?
I have no idea. Do some research. We're going to have you on the show for esports, Jayme.
For esports?
Yep.
Hi, everybody. It's Jayme with esports. Today we're going to talk about Spyro.
What happens?
Something.
What happens when your plug gets unplugged?
Oh, man. The game is over. Or is it? Find out next time on Jayme Grumm Esports.
That's right. You'll have 8 shows. We'll do 8 segments in the fall, 8 in the spring, nothing in the summer. And what was the other suggestion? I don't remember. All right, Jayme. Thanks for joining us today. Enjoy your baby and him
Thanks, I will.
Doing whatever he's doing.
Playing with his wagon, and also a wire he's not supposed to have.
Oh, I'm going to go play with my wagon and wires I'm not supposed to have, too. Thanks for joining us, Jayme.
Thank you.
Hey, did you enjoy that clip? Oh, awesome. I'm glad to hear it. You can hit that subscribe button below. That way you can find out anytime we post a new video. You can find us on Twitter at Sports3x Podcast or email us, sports3xpodcast@gmail.com. We're also on Apple Podcasts. Just type in Sports with Nick Drago. New episodes come out every Sunday night.